What's good, guys? Back again with another video. This video finally gonna be able to walk in the van. I already have the van jack up and everything. So come to my conclusion, I think I have to rebuild the engine. Reason why, because the motor swings freely, timing belt is not broken. They have a little window in the valve covers where you can open and check the gears. So I spin the crank and the gears spin. So basically timing belt is good. So sounds like it's not time, but it can be multiple things. So I think I might go ahead and just take out the engine, because after I spin the motor, and I did it by hand, I use a wrench to spin it and it's like jamming. So we'll see. Could be the piston hitting the valves, but I'm gonna go ahead and yank it out and tear it down and see what's good. Alright guys, let me show you guys quick what the motor is doing after I've been swinging it over and over. I check spark plug and stuff. Decided to spin it by hand, just to check the gear, and then look. See it jam, then you go the other way, then it stop. So I don't know what it is, if it's a valve or something, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and take out the motor. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and start stripping stuff off. Alright guys, while I was taking down the taking out the intake for the vehicle, I noticed, at the when I spin the crank, like I just recorded, when I spin it on the stop, I noticed like the piston is like close to the valve. So me thinking this motor could be, off timing. So I think I might go ahead and get that checked out and make sure it's on timing before I take off, basically take out the engine. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking off the valve covers and all that stuff. That way I can check out the rockers and stuff and see if anything broke there, and because if I don't have to take it out, then should be good to go. So let's go ahead. Alright guys, upon inspecting the intake and taking out the valve cover, I can say we do have bent valves. So let me show you guys. As you guys can see right here, look at that. So with that being said, basically, I can either get away with just taking out the heads and you know, doing a basic time belt kit, but I have to also inspect the pistons and all that stuff. So if I can get away with taking out the heads and redoing the valves and stuff, let me show you guys how the inside look. Basically, if it has all that slack, the valve is supposed to be all to the top, but if you look in here, I don't know if I don't think you guys can see down there, but you see down in there, the valves are basically open. Trying to get it to focus. Yeah, see, they're open. So that means you probably skip timing, because how it swings freely. So you definitely skip timing. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking off the heads probably, and then first I gotta take off serpentine belt here, take off power steering pump, take off all the other stuff, and then yeah, start stripping it down. So let's go. Alright guys, this is day 2 of working in the van. So we got all the intake stuff off and timing covers and stuff, so we're gonna try and get all the bolts underneath loose, and mostly the engine top bolts too, to the transmission. And then I may try to take off the heads one by one, because I don't think I can pull out the engine, as one piece out of this, tight space. It's kind of tight here, so I'll have to normally you drop the subframe to take these motors out, but that's too much work for me. So we'll go ahead and get the heads off and all that stuff after I get all the bolts loosened up and stuff, and all the water housing and stuff off. So let's go. Alright guys, we got some light. Alright guys, now we're gonna try to get the exhaust bolts off in the front head, and then move over to the back one. Back one is Right now I got coolant on the bottom, so I can't really, go underneath until I move the plywood underneath so I don't get wet. So. Alright guys, we got the exhaust in the bottom. It's disconnected from the head. So we're gonna try to see if we can get this one head off. I already cut off the, what do you call it? I already cut off the timing belt and still nothing. I got the 14-12 point, so let's go ahead. This bolt right here, I don't remember taking it off, but it's already loose. So seemed like somebody was in here already. They forgot to torque that bolt right here. Alright guys, we got the heads off. As you can see, the pistons, you know, I got a little carbon, and you can see the back ones look pretty good, meaning like around the piston there's no like washout showing that the oil rings are bad. But I can probably get away with, you know, doing valves and a head gasket job, but we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and get out the block, not now, but we'll see. But let me show you guys the valves. As you can see here, see that valve is bent right there. That one is bent. All the intake valves are bent. So I don't know what happened. This side is the worst one. See here, you can see they're actually like stuck open. See, all the intake valves are bent. I think the exhausts are open because the cam is stuck in the open position. But yeah, all the intake valves are bent. So pretty much, I don't know what happened. Notice the back cylinders had like a grimy something. See, like this, the back cylinders had these kind of indicating, like, see here, could be that I don't know, hard to tell if it was a blown head gasket, but I'm not sure what's going on down there. But yeah, I have to get the block out. So alright guys, this is basically where we stopped at. Got the heads off, got all the torque converter bolts off. So next is to pull the motor out, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.